Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a Monster Legends video on the Mercenary Progressive Island. It has been a while since I've actually tried during one of these events, during either the Maze or the Progressive Island, but the Mercenary Island specifically, I actually decided to try, and so I wanted to share my progress with all of you guys. And so this island, in my opinion, is one of the better islands. The first two monsters, they don't really matter. You did get 5 free easy relics, you got a Taiga, Armor, you got 5 Elementium, you could even get Barakgor. So there's currently 6 days left in the event, and I'm already on Barakgor, and he does take about 4 days to accomplish. So if I don't spend any more gems, I can definitely get him, and then I'd probably be able to accomplish like half of Robin. However, if there's an island boost, which I really think there is going to be, and I really hope there is going to be, then I'm going to be able to get both of these monsters, which is just insane. And so anyhow, the purpose of this video, aside from just showing you guys my progress, is to also give you guys some tips and tricks for future progressive islands, because they are all pretty much the same. If you understand one progressive island, you really do understand them all. They have not changed since they've been released. And I feel like there's still a good amount of people that are still kind of confused on how the whole pool works and the spawn time for each item, and when to collect, when to breed, when to hatch, and all of that. So I'm going to do my best to explain to you guys. But first, let me start with the progress. That way, for those of you that already know everything about the pool time and spawn time, you don't have to listen to that portion of the video. And so anyhow, what I went ahead and did is that I took a screenshot of every single time I skipped when I paid gems to go on to the next node. And so the very first time I skipped, I paid 4 gems to skip to the next node. And then for that second node, or I guess they call them missions, for that second mission, I paid 5 gems to skip. And as for the relics, that's just automatic. You don't need to spend any gems to skip. You just breed a monster and you go on to the next one. So then I was on Taiga. And for Taiga, I pretty much collected every single item except for the collect gold item. I got 54 out of 66, and I didn't want to wait 2 more rotations. That's right, it would take another 16 hours to get Taiga for free. When I decided 17 gems to save 16 hours, that's fine with me, so I paid the 17 gems, and I was on to the next mission, Armor. And for Armor, I had to spend 9 gems, which actually is quite a bit when you consider that for Taiga, I spent 17 gems to save 16 hours, but for Armor, I spent 9 gems to save only a couple hours, like 6 maybe, because I only needed 4 more collect gold items, and that would have refilled, that would have spawned in like 4 hours, yeah, in about 4 hours. So spent a little bit too much, but I really wanted to get a head start on Barakgor. And so that was a couple of hours ago. As you can see from the picture, 6 days and 11 hours remaining. That was 5 hours ago. And actually, right before I go to sleep, I'm actually going to be able to collect gold, feed monsters, breed monsters, hatch eggs, and I'll be able to do 1 more rotation of Barakgor. That way I'm going to have a really good head start on him, I think. And then tomorrow at 7:30, I'm going to be able to do another collection, and then 8 hours after that, and then 8 hours after that, right before I go to sleep again, and then the process just repeats. And so I'm definitely ready for this. And as you can see, I've only spent a total of 35 gems to get to where I am. And so I'm curious, how many gems have you guys spent, and how far are you? Have you been spending your gems wisely, or have you just been throwing gems out the window? I don't know, whatever you guys are doing, let me know in the comments below. I am really curious to hear, what's your progress like? Are you really far into the events? Are you not even trying? Do you not care about the events? Whatever thoughts and feelings you have about the Mercenary Island, please let me know in the comments below. Now as for me, like I said, I'm actually trying during this event. I don't really know why. I guess I just really like the theme of the event. The rabbits monsters, like a Robinid here, Rabbidish, who's just amazing. Like, oh, another thing, I really haven't even looked into the monsters. All I know is that Simon told me that Rabbidish is really great, has a total blind, 3498 speed. But as for the other monsters, I have no idea what they even do, but I just really want them. And then, considering you get a Taiga and a Barakgor for free, those are 2 really great monsters. Taiga's a great light monster, great in the Winter Book. Barakgor is just an amazing attacker, and since I have mine ranked up, I'm going to use him for cells. So eventually I'll get my Barakgor to rank 4. So that's what I'm going after. The Elementium was nice, the relics were nice. I really enjoyed this event, and I am really hoping that I can get Furious Robin. But yeah, that's it as far as my progress on the Mercenary Island. Now to give you guys some tips and tricks. So first, I guess we need to start off with the explanation on how the Mercenary Island, or how any single progressive island works. And the way progressive islands work is that in order to get items, it takes a certain amount of time before you can collect a single item again. So actually, first you need to understand pools. A pool is the maximum amount of items that fit into a single collection period. So for collect gold, the pool is 6. For feed your monsters, the pool is 4. For breed monsters and hatch eggs, the pool is 1. Which is why if you look at how many items I've collected, I've only done 6, 4, 1, 1, because that is the maximum amount of items I could actually collect during a certain period, and that certain period is every 8 hours. So if you log into the game every 8 hours, you can get 6 collect gold, 4 feed your monsters, 1 breed monsters, and 1 hatch egg item. It's that simple. What I really like about Progressive Islands is that if you're busy with school or with work or something, that's honestly really fine. It works to your advantage. If you collect when you wake up, you can collect after work or after school, and then you can collect right before you go to sleep, and you're not falling behind or anything. You are actually right on pace. Just like I said, I'm going to be collecting in a couple of hours at 11:30. When I wake up at 7:30, I'm going to collect again, and then 8 hours after that, it'll be what, like 2:30 or 3:30. 8 hours after that at 11:30 again. Well, not really 11:30 because there's it takes like 5 minutes to collect all your items, but it's seriously that simple. And so that's always the best advice you can give to people. Just log in every 8 hours and do all of your collections, do all of your tasks that require collecting items. And so anyway, that's the amount of time it takes for the whole pool to be full, 8 hours. If you want to know individual spawn times, so how much time does it take for one collect gold item to spawn, well then all you need to do is some division. The pool is full in 8 hours, you can collect 6 items, 8 divided by 6, you get 80 minutes. So every 80 minutes you can collect one more gold item. For feed your monsters, 8 divided by 4, every 2 hours you can get one more chicken leg. For breed your monsters and hatch eggs, well, they just spawn every 8 hours, so you have to wait the 8 hours. But for examples, for the feed your monster items for the chicken leg, if you log in every 4 hours into the game and feed your monsters, you're going to be getting 2 chicken legs at a time. And so hopefully that made sense, hopefully you guys understand. For example, the collect gold item, I said they spawn every 80 minutes, which means also if you log in every 4 hours, you're going to be able to collect 3 gold items. So if you want to log in every 4 hours, you can get 3 collect gold and 2 feed your monsters. But again, the simplest thing is just to log in every 8 hours. And so hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that finally makes it clear what the whole spawn time and pool time mean. Another thing that's super important is that as soon as you accomplish one mission and you move on to the next mission, your pools are automatically full, which means you need to collect immediately. I think a lot of people don't know that and they just wait another 8 hours. No. Your pools are full. Make sure to collect. And sometimes I've noticed it takes a long time. Sometimes I can spam collect gold over and over and over again and I won't get my item. Sometimes I need to log out of the game, log back into the game, collect gold, feed my monsters, and maybe I'll get 1 or 2. I need to repeat that process. Log off, log in, log off, log in, and eventually you will get your items. So let me just show you an example. Take a look at the top left hand corner for Armor. So I told you guys, I skipped when it was at 9 gems. Look at the time, 6 days and 11 hours. So 6 days and 11 hours left when I skipped for Armor. I paid the 9 gems, and then take a look at this next picture. Baragor, and look at the time, 6 days and 11 hours. So this is just to prove to you guys that as soon as I finish Armor, well, after Armor is the Elementium, but like I said, that's super simple. It's to breed monsters, which again, you can do it immediately. So I got the Elementium, I bred a monster really fast, and then I was able to start the next mission, which was the Baragor, and I did all of my collections, which is why the time hasn't changed. It still says 6 days and 11 hours, which is why I'm also going to be logging in a couple of hours to do my next rotation. And that is how you do these events. Honestly, in my opinion, they're some of the best events. I know a lot of people get upset that you can't finish it and that it's so unfair and blah blah blah, but really when you think about it, if all you do is you're dedicated, take a look at this. I already have Taiga, that's a free legendary monster, which normally would cost, what, 249 gems? I'm gonna get Baragor guaranteed, even if I don't spend any more gems. So that's 2 legendary monsters, which have a value of 500 gems when they're on sale. I got a new epic monster, I got 5 Elementium, I got relics, I got some other epic and rare monsters. But right now I have a value of 500 gems, and I've only spent 35 gems. And I really didn't need to spend anything. It was just my choice to spend gems because I'm going after the next legendary monster, which hopefully I am going to be able to get, and I definitely will be able to get with an island boost. So I want to throw that out there. Progressive Islands, they're really amazing. You just need to be dedicated, you need to log in every 8 hours, and ideally if you want to make it far, you do need to spend gems, a very minute amount of gems, very minimal amount of gems, but you just need to be smart about when you spend. And also I feel the need to mention this, during this event, during the Progressive Island, they also had a flash breeding, and on Facebook, as I usually do, I saw some people complaining it's not fair that they're doing a flash breeding events during the time they're doing a Progressive Island, because now you're going to have to spend gems on the breeding events. No, not necessarily. You don't need to spend any amount of time, or even you don't. Honestly, the way I would treat the flash breeding is that it doesn't even exist. You don't need to breed. You don't need to spend gems trying to breed M2 Wyvern or Yamato. You seriously don't need to. It's just kind of like, hey, it's there if you want to. And so that aside, I personally did decide to try during the event. What I like about breeding events is that normally I'm not even breeding anything good. If you look at my breeding log, it's really just like a bunch of useless stuff that normally I never have any use for my breeding tree or my breeding cave, so I love when breeding events come up. And the way I do this events is that I just try regardless of whether or not I get something. I was smart to make sure that I didn't clear up both of my breeding tree and my breeding cave, just one of them, which is why, as you can see, honestly right here, this Galantin, this device, I believe it's a Yamato, so I got pretty lucky with a legendary there. And I even got a monster device, actually, one of the parent monsters. So hey, I got 2 legendary monsters from the flesh breeding events, which I kind of just went, okay, I'm gonna try. Don't really care for the monsters, but I'm gonna try. And then I'm doing pretty good in the Mercenary Island. So that's how you have to approach these events. Be smart about it. Don't clog up your hatchery. Don't clog up your breeding tree and your breeding cave, because then how are you gonna get the points for the Mercenary Island for the breed your monsters and hatch eggs? If you don't breed monsters and hatch eggs every 8 hours, your cost is gonna go up significantly. So just be smart about the way you do this events, especially when they have the breeding events going on. I think normally you want to prioritize monsters you can get for certain, as opposed to breedable monsters, because sometimes you're just extremely unlucky and you don't get anything. Other times you may be super lucky, like this time, like just what, 2 trials or 3 trials? No gems spent on this breeding event and I got 2 legendary monsters. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically going to be it. I wanted to share my progress. I wanted to give you guys some advice for future progressive islands. Really hope this video was helpful. Let me know where you're at in the Mercenary Island. Let me know if you're trying. Let me know who you're going after. Or just anything you want to share with me. Let me know in the comments below. I'm Armor Gaming. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you all next time.